Good morning. My name's Kelly Bowker. Welcome to my station. I'm a medium and a channel and a light language worker. And I just wanted to take a minute this morning while I'm having my cup of chaga and coffee, which I'm sure maybe some of you know what chaga is and some don't. But again, country girl, we go right out. My husband forages and takes it right off trees, and we boil it down and turn it into like a tea. And I mix it half and half with my second cup of coffee. And it's supposed to be, it's very good for you. It's really healthy. You can read about it online. It's a mushroom, actually. But this morning, I wanted to talk a little bit about an experience that I had yesterday when I was really kind of proud of myself for how I handled something. I think this weekend is Mother's Day, and it's about putting mothers first and acknowledging all that they do. And but something, I don't know about you all, but I know that it's awful easy for me to take the back seat. And when I started into my counseling a couple of years ago, a big theme that I had to talk about and learn some strategies around was around that I get to have my turn to do what I want to do sometimes too. I adore my husband. You guys know that. We've been happily married for 41 years and we have so much fun together. And I truly enjoy the time I spend with my husband. But, he's starting back to work now. He does concrete foundations. He's almost 63 years old. His birthday's this month. And he's tired. He comes home and he's really, really tired. And so that makes me, especially now that I always made me want to wait on him and tend to him. But now that I'm retired, it really makes me want to. So that all said, and I'm sure some of you will relate to this. Last night, I had an opportunity. I live on Silver Lake, and I had an opportunity for a boat ride. I thought the boat ride was going to be with friends. I thought the boat ride was going to be earlier in the day. It didn't work out that way. It was coming to pass just as Michael was getting home from work. And he was tired, and he's always sweet, you guys. I don't want to give you a wrong impression. I mean, he's not always sweet, you know what I mean? But he's sweet a lot of the time. But he was tired, and he really wanted me to stay home. And he kind of did the pouty face, and and I said, if I'm not right back, honey, you've got, this is all ready. You can have for supper. Very easy. And he's like, well, you don't have to go. And of course, it made me feel guilty. Immediately, I felt guilty. And I looked at him and I said, well, you just lost half the points. I said, you could have had 100 points for being so good about this, but you just lost half the points. So I come inside and I'm getting my cooler ready to go out in the boat, and I'm feeling guilty. And I'm almost to the point of saying, screw it, I'm going to stay home with him. I mean, he's been working all day, blah, blah, blah. But it's the first boat ride of the year. And for those of you who are boat fanatics like I am, it's a big deal. And I really, really wanted to go. And all of a sudden, my guides tapped me on the shoulder with that practice what you preach thing that they say to me regularly. And they said, ask your little girl what's going on. And so I kind of dropped into my heart and I said, why are you feeling so guilty? What's going on with this? And she's like, I don't want him to be mad at me. And I, instead of taking a lot of time, I just said, sweetheart, I want you to go into that safe space that we have, your safe room with all your favorite things. And I want you to just have fun, because adult Kelly's going to take care of this. There's not a reason in the world that you can't have an hour to do what you want to do and go for a boat ride. And that's what we're going to do. And it's okay. And you don't need to feel guilty. So just why don't you go into your room, and let me take care of this. And honest to God, you guys, there was a shift in my energy. I felt a shift. I just felt a clarity, because as an adult, when you think about that, that's not unreasonable. It's not unreasonable for me he's going to take his shower and probably sit in the hot tub and all that stuff. Anyway, it's not unreasonable to once in a while, or even 50% of the damn time, I mean, come on, reasonable is reasonable. But that strategy I have found myself using more and more recently. Oh, Zuzu wants to say hello. Hello. I know, Jojo. But uh I just, I just wanted to share that strategy of just saying to yourself, go into your safe space. That part of you that is feeling nervous and upset and anxious or guilty or whatever, all of those emotions are generated from that inner child and the things that inner child is still holding on to. And I'm telling you, I've done a lot of this work and I'm realizing that it's a spiral. You heal some stuff at the level that you're at, and then you're going to learn and you're going to grow, and all of a sudden some more is going to boil up, and you got to do the strategies and heal that too, and give that inner child the reassurance that they need. One other thing, I was doing some work a couple of days ago around something that was a little bit more serious, and I had a lot of emotion around it. It was after I did the video about when people hurt your feelings. Oh, you're joking? And I was still, processing through all of the different things that I was feeling. When I have counseled people and talked to people about my process, I have put an emphasis on settling into the adult self. What does that feel like? That strong woman, that's the person, that strong, clear-minded, reasonably minded, fair-minded individual, which I feel like I am when I'm in my adult chair or adult standpoint, that adult chair that comes from that podcast that I mentioned to you guys about adult and adolescent and child. But it's a great podcast. I think it's called The Adult Chair. I can't remember her name, but I didn't get a lot from the majority, but when she described those three, the adult chair, the adolescent chair, and the child chair, that perspective, I found it very helpful in my thinking. So I definitely recommend that. I'd tell you her name if I could think of it, but if you Google adult chair, I think you'll find her. So anyways, I stress that perspective of that adult when you start to do that conversation. What I did the other day was I was doing my process. I was sitting in my adult self, and I'm talking to my child, and I could sense that I was leading her a little bit. She's gonna still love you. You're lovable, blah, blah, blah. And then I made myself really drop into, think about this situation, what has happened, what was upsetting me, through the eyes of a 3-year-old or a 5-year-old, seeing it. If you were seeing the exchange, what would that really feel like inside of you? What would you really get to? And I'm here to tell you that I got some clarity. I got a whole different perspective. It wasn't about worrying about the person still loving me. It was about being afraid. It was about being afraid that they were going to get mean, afraid that they were going to get hateful. It came from fear. And that was huge. And so when I came to that conclusion, I said to her, anytime you're afraid, go into your safe space and let me handle this, okay? I've got it. I can handle this. I want you to go to your safe space. And I'll just mention again that safe space comes from that. If you Google Tara Arnold, and I think if you just put inner child, you'll get it. She channels Saint Germain, and she brought through Saint Germain brought a message around creating that safe space for our inner child so that we can put them where they are okay and then deal. And if you don't have the inner child throwing the anxiety and the guilt and the nervousness and the fear into the mix, then your adult self can do what needs to be done. And so I just found that to be very, very helpful, and I wanted to share it with all of you. Let's see if there's anything else. I guess not. If there is anything being a blessing to you with my videos, share them with a friend. I thought about the fact that I have over 300 subscribers, and if all of you shared this with somebody who you think it would benefit, or even that it would be a blessing to, how it would help our community to grow. And that's what it is about, is wanting the community to grow. I'm having it's just such a wonderful, blessed experience sharing my life with all of you. I'm a person who processes my feelings and my emotions and everything, anything out loud. And now I've always got a friend. I can do one of these videos and feel like I'm talking, and there's an energy to it that, honest to goodness, you guys, I can't even describe. They bring me to that place. I can almost feel those of you that are going to listen to this. I can't describe it. It is a blessing. It is a wonderful, wonderful blessing. I just want you to know. So like, subscribe, make a comment. I would love for you guys to put some comments under my videos with questions, and I'll channel the answer to the questions. That'd be really fun. So just wanted to share this morning. Have a blessed day. And if I don't put out anything else, happy Mother's Day to everybody. Blessings, blessings, blessings. Love you.